After spending the day with the new Mercedes E-Class, I've been blown away. But no car is perfect, so here are some of the things I hate about the 2017 E300. First up, Mercedes has introduced Parking Pilot, which assists the driver in the parking lot. Now, parallel parking, Mercedes has down to a science. It works very well, it can find spots easily, and actually park the car flawlessly. However, with new Parking Pilot, it's supposed to be able to perpendicular park the car. However, when you drive through a parking lot, it has a ton of trouble actually finding a space that it believes it can go into. If one car is shorter than another, or one car parks a little bit farther forward than another, the Mercedes gets confused and doesn't really realize that that is a spot. Or maybe there's a motorcycle in the spot, it's not going to be able to help you out. So, is it really all that useful in a perfect setup scenario? Sure it is, but the amount of times that that's actually going to happen is probably slim. So I think Mercedes should have developed the technology more before they introduced it into their vehicle. The power plant. This E300 features a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4. First thing you think, inline-4, luxury Mercedes, doesn't really go together. It only gets worse from there. 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Low to mid 200s range for horsepower in a as-equipped $60,000 car just doesn't really cut it.
Cut it, 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 cut it.
I understand that it has to get good fuel economy, but 24 combined MPGs isn't really all that good. Really need more power. It also sounds terrible. When you floor the car, it sounds a bit like a minivan or a cheap economy vehicle than a Mercedes should. This is a brand new Mercedes. The build quality should be flawless, which it is, but it should also be free of creaks and rattles. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The front speaker up here in the dash has already developed a rattle. There's something going on in the headliner up here that makes a little noise. Now, if you listen to music, it's not a big deal, and it's possible the dealership would be able to fix it. But when you're buying a brand new Mercedes, you don't really want to have all these tiny little noises when they pride themselves on having a very comfortable, relaxing driving experience. Next, the multimedia screen has beautiful graphics. The problem is they tried to cram so many features into it, the text is way too small. If you're looking at the screen while you're driving and trying to use the new touch controls on the steering wheel or use the turn dial, it's hard to tell what you've selected, and it's actually not laid out in the most user-friendly manner. I think what they did on the S-Class was much simpler. It appears to have more offerings, more technology, more customizability to it, but they did it in a way that's not as intuitive as it could have been. Lastly, the performance and all-around handling of the vehicle is nowhere near impressive compared to a 5 Series or the equivalent Cadillac. I think the Mercedes has fallen a little bit behind. Now, Mercedes is always known for the luxury driving experience, but they said they wanted to make the new E-Class sportier, and transmission-wise they did with the dynamic mode selector, but using the Parker-Nierenstein handling test, the car suffers from quite a bit of body roll. Too much, in my opinion. Well, that's it. This car is brilliant otherwise. I hope you enjoyed this review. Like always, please browse our channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.